Sooner, everybody. My name's Harry James. Alright, coming up next, it's that time again, guys. It's time to head down to Dallas for the game against Texas. And it's a preview show for that one. So with that being said, here's your Sooner Stumper. It is that, well, it's almost halfway, but not exactly halfway, is the State Fair of Texas and the original Cotton Bowl. We want to know which is closer. And, well, the Sooner Stumper, the hint is it's exactly in the wording, guys. It's not exactly in the middle. We need to know who's closer. The State Fair is not literally halfway. It almost is. We need to know who's closer. We'll hear from the coach, Barry Switcher. Plus, answer the Sooner Stumper, and we'll preview all that and more. Coming up next, Boomer Sooner 1982. Don't go away.
We beat Texas!
Thank you, Coach, and Boomer Sooner. And a much delayed happy birthday to you, good buddy. Alright, that's out of the way. So now let's get to the Sooner Stumper. We need to know it's almost halfway, but not exactly halfway. Who's closer to the State Fair of Texas? And, well, it is that it's not literally halfway, but it almost is halfway. I guess Arlington would be necessarily, quote-unquote, halfway Jerry's World. But as far as where it sits right now, the answer, Oklahoma, is actually 191.8 miles from Norman. And from Austin, Texas, it's 195.9. So it's actually a little closer to Oklahoma. Does that surprise you guys? Alright, there's your answer. There's Barry Switzer. So now let's go over all the festivities. This will be happening next weekend, not necessarily this weekend, but it's for next weekend and all the other home games for the Sooners. WWLS, the sports animal. They're out O'Connell's every Saturday. Sooner Saturday, football Saturday. Sooner football Saturdays, Balfour and Norman will have Sports Top 1400 guests. Down there at the Sooner Fan Fest, where they do right there in front of the McCaslin Fieldhouse. That's where the franchise is located for their newest edition of the pregame. And it's also where you will find the Sooner Tailgate Show, the OU Tailgate Show with Toby, Chris, Merv, all those guys. That's all at McCaslin Field, right there in front of McCaslin Fieldhouse. But this week that won't be happening because they'll play in Dallas at the original Cotton Bowl at 11 a.m. October 12th on FOX. Alright, guys. You can listen to the Fox broadcasts, Joe Klatt and those guys, or you can listen to our guys. That includes Toby Rowland, he's on play-by-play. The Sports Top 1400 host of T-Row in the Morning Show. Also, the voice of Sooner football, basketball, and baseball. And does a couple of women's basketball games on the TV broadcasts. Color analyst is Teddy Lehman, former linebacker. Also, color analyst correspondent Merv Johnson. There also. Sideline reporting for the Sooners, Chris Plank from Sports Talk 1400. And from the franchise, 107.7 in Oklahoma City, 107.9 in Tulsa, it's Gay Bikers Franchise Tag And his witty tidbits. The Sooner history in this one. Not all that great for the Sooners. A 47, 62, and 5 record. That's a 43% winning clip in 114 games. But they did split last year in the series. The last win for Texas in this series was at the Texas State Fair in a 45-38 or 48-45 victory over Oklahoma in the original Cotton Bowl back in 2019. But also in 2019, where I think OU Texas will eventually be moved to in Jerry's World in Arlington. Oklahoma won the Big 12 over Texas 39-27, earning them the position to play in the college football playoff for the second consecutive season. The Sooners of Oklahoma are head coached by Lincoln Riley in his third year in charge of the Sooner Schooner. He's the former quarterback from Texas Tech in 2002 and was a student assistant from 03 to 05 was Lincoln Riley. In his third year in charge of the Crimson and Cream, Riley has in 33 games, by the way, has a 29-4 record. That's 88% winning clip. The 4 losses do include 2 losses in the bowl season and in the college football playoff appearances, both times. Last year, however, 2018 might have lost in the college football playoffs, but it was not a complete bust for the Sooners. 12-2 overall record, 8-1 overall conference record. First place in the Big 12. They did, like we said, handle Texas in the championship, 39-27, earning them the right to play in the Orange Bowl against Alabama. 45-34 win for Alabama in that one. Division titles in Lincoln Riley and Bob Stoops' tenure, a ton of these. Divisional titles, 8 divisional titles. 2000, 02, 03, 04, 06, 07, 08, 2010. Those were all Big 12 South Division championships. Now, the conference has gone back to the championship game, and basically it's just 1 versus 2. And in fact, Oklahoma's been the number 1 seed the last 2 years. They're also 2017 and 2018. This does not include. They do include the 8 conference division championships, but they do not include. That does include that, but the Big 12 championships overall, 12 of these. All right, guys. 2000, 2002, 04, 06, 07, 08, 2010, 2012, 15, 16, 17, and 18 for the Sooners. In 2019, they're on their way with a 5-0 overall record and conference record of 2-0. We'll start in the non-conference where they took care of Houston, 49-31 victory there. They then played South Dakota, got a 40-14 win there. Went on the road at the Rose Bowl. 48-14 was the victory in Pasadena. Came home to play the Texas Tech Red Raiders of Norman. 55-16 victory there. And yesterday, 45-20, the most points given up this year besides the game against Houston, and that was against Kansas at Kansas. 45-20 there. Offensive and defensive rankings for the Sooners. Number 2 in points scored, 53.4. And Lincoln also the number 1 passing and rushing offense, number 1 in offensive production, with a 643.8 yards per ball game. First overall in NCAA. Defensively, Alex doing a great job here, guys, keeping the scoring down for the opponent, with them only averaging about 19.0 points per ball game. That's 39th in the country. Defensively, yards allowed per ball game, 348.2. That's 78th in the nation. Now for Texas. Flag this. Okay? Alright, Texas. You can flag that all you want. But you know what? They got a great coach in Tom Herman in his 3rd year in charge of Texas. 1997 grad from Cal Lutheran. Was a head coach at Houston from 2015 to 2016. 2015 and 16. Before coming to Austin from 17 to current. 38 games overall. 23 and 15 in those 38 games overall. 61% winning clip. And a 3-1, 75% winning clip in bowl appearances for Herman. 2018 for Tom Herman. Great job there, coach. 10-4, 7-2 in Big 12 play. 2nd place in the Big 12. Qualified for the Big 12 championship and got hammered by Oklahoma 39-27. But bounced back and beat Georgia in the Sugar Bowl 28-21. Stats for Texas. They are sitting pretty at 41.8 points per ball game. That is 17th best in the country as points per ball game. Yards per ball game, they're stuck at 483.6, which is 26th nationally. Now, defensively, you thought we were bad last year, and oh boy, we were. But with the youngsters and with as much offense as they played, you would expect Texas to take a hit too. They have average giving up 26.6 points per ball game. That's 112th in the country. And their defensive ranking, giving up 441.8 yards per ball game. That's 197th in the country for Texas. Big 12 championships. 6 divisional championships for the Sooners, or for the Longhorns in this. 99, 01, 02, 05, 06, or 05, and 08, and 09. 02, now remember in 02, they tied with Oklahoma, winning the division, and then all the way back in 2008, remember this one, guys? It was a tie between Oklahoma, Texas Tech, and Texas. And Oklahoma ended up winning the invite to the Big 12 championship. Conference championship, Texas also qualified for the 2018 Big 12 championship as the number 2 seed. Conference titles, 2 of them, 2005 and 2008. For 2019, they're on their way back. And they very well could beat Arlington in the end of the day. Because they're still undefeated in conference play, 2-0. But they do have a 4-1 overall record, which will help them which will hurt them in the national storylines. Started against Louisiana Tech, 45-14 victory over La Tech. Came home and lost to LSU in Austin, 45-38. Got back on the winning track with a 48-13 victory at Rice. They then smoked the chokes of the Pokes of Oklahoma State, 36-30, win in Austin. And then now at West Virginia, they won this one 42-31. All right, guys, that will do it for the preview of Oklahoma and Texas. Looking forward to Nate and I taking the trip to Big T. Should be fun. This will actually be first ever trip to the Cotton Bowl. Really looking forward to making the trip and trek with him. We'll do that next week. When I get back, we'll do an OU Texas review, and we'll preview the West Virginia Mountaineers with Austin Kendall and company. All right, guys, till then, thanks for watching. My name's Harry James. You can catch this and all my videos on YouTube, Boomer Sooner 1982, also on my Facebook page, Harry James Taylor, and on my Twitter, @HypeManHarry. All right, guys, thanks for watching, and Boomer Sooner, everybody. I'm out of here. Peace.